In the past month, there have been some very strange occurrences in my life, personal life. It's led me to entertain the concept of the Tzelem. The Tzelem as the astral body, as the true sense of the self, as the essence of the person. For me, this Tzelem is a cosmic double. The Tzelem actually manifests in the physical world for between 70 and 90 years lifespan. And then it goes on its way. The Tzelem was never born and therefore never dies because it's a part of God. It is the part of God. It's a parallel to the Yahida aspect. At the night of conception, when the male brings the male part and the female brings the nefesh, over the head of these two people is a Tzelem that enters the body with the father's impregnation. It is a second thing. It's like a mirror image. It's a part of God. One aspect of the Tzelem is that it doesn't transmigrate. This Tzelem comes in at inception, conception, and exits 30 days before the person's death. It is the blueprint of life in general, of all one's life. This Tzelem isn't here when the person dies. It's gone on its way to its next level. Not incarnation in this atmosphere, but on its next physical level, spiritual level, or emotional level, or whatever. As you know, I feel that life is like a 7-layer cake. There are different levels, just like there are different levels of tennis players. Federer being one level of tennis player, John Isner another. A park player another. All play tennis, but all have no relation to each other. Very few people ever attain the level of Nadal, Borg. They don't know the perceptions that are available at that level, and that's the same way it is in life. We go from physical level to emotional level, to intellectual level, to spiritual level, and then to other planes of existence above that. When the life is finished on this level, it goes to the next. It leaves a rashimo, some sort of trace at this level, that we still feel the presence of the person. But quite frankly, it's gone. This Tzelem, this cosmic double, is like an inner tube within us It is the real imprint from inside out, like a rubber stamp. This imprint is the true self and is the aspect of us that is God Himself. We are only here exercising and trying to manifest what the Tzelem actually is within us, and how the society tries to keep us from our true self. It is actually the self as related to the ego. These few words I'm telling you of the Tzelem as an intermediary between the neshama and the guf, which comes in at conception, develops with the fetus. Actually, that's what happens when the angel hits the upper lip and the fetus forgets all its Torah. And then is born, grows with him again through all the stages of life, and then exits when the 30 days before death of the individual. So the Tzelem doesn't feel its death. There is no death for the Tzelem. It has nothing to do with time. Man has to do with time. This Tzelem has a very interesting gematria. Zadok, Lamed, Mem, spelt out full, is 358. Zadok is 204. Lamed, 74. That's 278. And Mem is 80. That's 358. That's the same gematria as Nahash and Mashiach. As I'm saying, there's an intermediary here. This Tzelem is an intermediary stage between the Nahash and the Mashiach. When one recognizes the Nahash as the Mashiach, then you get better in touch with the role of what the Tzelem is doing, all three of them being of the same gematria. This Tzelem is the astral body that moves in space. It's a good part that maybe that's what we get in contact in dream when we go to sleep. That's part of an unconscious when we relax and we meditate. The true self, the self that's not colored or discolored by societal intervention. That's what this Tzelem is. Now, these few words I've given you here on the Tzelem, I'm going to expand on subsequent chats. In the meantime, this is a forgotten role that the astral body plays within Judaism, within man. The body double. When you think you see the body's double, you're seeing the Tzelem. My father had the experience of this the other day when he opened up his eyes and he saw me standing there, and then he opened them up again. I wasn't there. What he saw was my Tzelem. The funny thing is that Tzelem is the true self, the undergarment, the garment, the intermediary garment between the neshama, soul, and the goof, the body. These few words are only to whet the appetite so that you will be able to see more